see how they're doing.
I'm always ready to make a deal. Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen, you've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis, in my professional opinion. What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Sure.
Great. You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city.
This is my favorite.
Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in
My
Mercury
favorite place
Tower
on the
in the
Citadel.
residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Okay. Visit your new home. Yeah, and I guess we gotta talk to Percival now too, huh? So I'm assuming my new home is gonna be in the residential district, yeah? Might as well take a look at it. No harm in that. Mercury Tower. Nice open floor. Oh, it even comes with a sick-ass balcony that allows me to see all the way into the far distances of the land, even when I really probably shouldn't. It'll show me exactly
Maybe
how
you can
bad
get
the
that to
whole
point
place
us to
looks.
the nearest restaurant. Haha.
Haha! Yeah, you're really gonna
Always a
fucking...
pleasure. Leaving?
She's not got much else to say.
Oh, I see how it is.
I wish I had a view of the water more than this barren waste. Although I say that, maybe there's more. Nice kitchen, a lot of room. This is what? A pantry, a bathroom? It's hard to say. I would say it's a bathroom. But I would presume the bathrooms to be pre-built. Yes, a bathroom is pre-built. Okay. So I guess that is just like a pantry. Or a closet space. Ooh. This is a nice... I would say this is a master bedroom. This is the view I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Look at that. Can I get a photo mode this time? What a fucking shot, dude. That's a good shot. Man, the view here is... This is the view I'm talking about. Look at this. One hell of a place. Another bathroom. Okay, so what we saw earlier was the guest bathroom. This is the master bathroom. Fucking huge. Nice separated toilet. 2 sinks. Yeah, okay. Okay. Washer. No dryer, oddly enough. Yeah, what the fuck? Give me a washer but no dryer? The hell? And then guest bedroom. I presume... maybe I shouldn't presume, though. How the fuck do I customize this place? And then another side room, probably an office. Decorate. Ah! Here we go. So I can slap down all the usuals. Things that you would probably need. I think first things first. I'd want to put a bed down. And one of the nicer ones at that. Because as much as Sarah pissed me off, and as much as this view is fucking gorgeous, it's time for a victory sleep. Yep.
I sure didn't.
No, absolutely not. Look at that fucking view, man. God, it's so good. Oh, you can even see my ship from here. Dude, that's so fucking sick. I can get to the very tippy fucking top of the tower. Dude. Yeah, that's a pretty nice reward. However, Percival does wish to talk with me, so... I suppose we can go and see what it is he wants. Man, that's so cool. Set course for Mars, I guess. The TMD headquarters, they even renamed it. It's no longer the Red Devils.
I used to...
We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course. If you want help, I'm here.
Oh, and now Sarah wants to talk, huh? Let's see what is it Percival wants.
It's a dangerous assignment, but you all are here because you can handle it. So any questions, concerns, anything at all giving you pause, you come see Dr. Walker or I. Little problems left unchecked become big problems. And we fix big problems here, not make them. Now let's get to work. Welcome everyone to the TMD. Always good to have you on site, Captain.
I know growth medium, right in the middle of something. Could you mix me up a batch?
Of course.
Move, move, move.
Okay. Hello.
There's
something I need to talk to you about.
Why, hello, fellow Class 1 citizen. That's never gonna get old. Now, was there something you needed?
I feel like I've already asked him those questions. I guess we can do a refresher. How long have you been with the UC?
Who knows? Probably need to cut me down and count the rings to figure it out at this point. I joined UC DRIP, Defense Research and Initiative Program, right after graduation. Worked on all kinds of projects, but I fell hard for Xenobio. Way I saw it, nature had already figured out plenty more than we ever will. So, why not just copy some of the answers? Initially, it was a lot of material sciences, using carapace to make tougher ship hulls, biofluids for helmet glass that didn't fog. But when the war started looming, top brass in the UC military had other ideas for what we should be looking into. That's where xenoweapons got started. There was a team before us, set up in some secret base somewhere. that laid down a fair bit of groundwork on the field. But when a lab accident took them down,
His voice
they
completely
called on
changed. Did
Hadrian and
anyone
I
else
to
hear
take up
that?
the mantle, set in motion everything that's come since.
So you and Hadrian have known each other a long time, huh?
Oh yeah, known each other since the xenoweapons team first set up on Mars. You can imagine my shock when I walked into this place for the first time
There it
and
is.
found some plucky
It changed again.
19-year-old was going to be my partner. We were supposed to be co-heads initially, but you've dealt with Hadrian. You can imagine about how long that lasted. But the Major knew her stuff. Saw potential in all her staff and knew how to get the best out of them. Kind of bull only an uncynical woman like Hadrian could pull off. For all the damage that group did, we were, well, we were real tight-knit. Having that back, it's nice.
Can you imagine... Oh. Can you tell me about your time in the Xeno Warfare Unit?
Why? You want to watch an old man squirm? What we did back then, we were trying to win a war. We used every tool we had, tools we were permitted to use at the time, to try and win it.
Tough position to find yourself in. I don't know what I would have done.
Well, let's hope it never comes to that. But at least now, with the TMD, some of that work is finally being put to better ends. Makes looking back a little less painful.
I've heard you got some work for me.
You heard right. These Terrormorph attacks, they caught the UC off guard. UC brass doesn't like that. So, they want us patrolling the front lines of xenological life, ensure we've got intel on any possible new alien threats. Which means, we need someone to track down said aliens, and harvest samples from them. And not just any sample from these animals is gonna do, either. We're trying to build a comprehensive picture here, which requires specific cells from specific family lines of some oftentimes unfriendly creatures. But since dealing with unfriendly creatures falls square in your wheelhouse, well, I figured we might be able to recruit you for the task.
What sort of creatures are we talking here?
Pretty much every beast, behemoth, critter, and chimera humanity's run across is on the list. But we can send in-house researchers after the little guys. Your job will be primarily dealing with the, more troublesome species.
Harvesting samples, huh? Am I gonna have to kill these things?
This isn't the same sort of harvesting you and Hadrian were doing with the Terrormorphs. A little will go a long way here. If you can get close enough to these creatures to harvest from them directly, you should be able to collect what we need without killing them. I checked with Lieutenant Walter before heading out. A good EM weapon could serve you well on these missions. Though, if heavens forbid, there's no viable option other than putting the things down. We're only talking a select few specimens here. These populations will recover.
Well, you can count on me.
Glad to hear it. There is just one additional wrinkle. UC spec this as a one-person job, but I convinced them this sort of task merits expert backup. So, if you're interested, they've agreed to let you take Hadrian with you.
Oh.
You'll have to convince her, of course. But I don't think she'll fight you too badly.
You don't need Hadrian here?
We could use Hadrian here, absolutely. But we have other scientists. Not a lot of other people can go up against apex predators and come home again and again. You and Hadrian are the right people for this job.
Well, I'd love to have her watching my back again.
I expect she wouldn't mind too badly being out there herself, so pay her a visit before you head out. Now, let's get you the details of your first quarry. Here you go. Head there, find your specimens, and bring those samples back here. I'll have a tech waiting outside to collect them from you. And remember, proximity should be all you need to get your samples. Get close, harvest, and get out before they spot you. Now stay sharp out there, and come back to us in one piece.
And I gotta convince Hadrian to come with me. Hadrian?
Hey, you need something?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about something.
Okay, I'm listening. What's going on?
She has rank 1 in xenosociology. That doesn't make any sense. How are things at HQ?
Things are good. It's nice to see the place cleaned up again. Brings back a lot of old memories.
How's your assignment with the TMD going?
Been great so far. I'm happy to be working with Percival again. I think the TMD's set up to make a real difference in the settled systems. I'm honored to be a part of it.
Well, it's about my field assignment. I could use some backup.
Backup? What does that have to do with me?
Would you ever consider leaving Mars again?
Maybe. Why do you ask?
I was hoping you'd come with me. I think we'd make a good team.
Come with you? You can't be serious. There's no way Percival would okay that. I have important work to do here with the TMD.
Are you not interested?
No, it's not that. You just caught me by surprise. I figured I'd be at the TMD for the long haul.
Percival already okayed it. He thought we'd work well together, and so do I.
I mean, I do too, but leaving the TMD? That's a big decision.
It's not like the TMD will fall apart without you. Percival's here to keep an eye on things.
That's supposed to make me feel better? That old geezer will drive the place into the ground if I let him have his way. But if he wants to lose one of his best scientists to field work, that's on him. We'll see how long he lasts without me. If you really need backup out there, I'll watch your 6.
It'll mean helping out on my crew. You okay with that?
You can count on me to pull my weight. I'll always help out in combat, and I'm happy to assist you with any research, too. Having an extra xenosociologist around on this assignment sure couldn't hurt. We'll be dealing with plenty of hostile creatures.
Well, I'm glad you're coming along. I think we'll do a lot of good together.
Yeah, I think so, too. Thank you for the offer. Really. It was unexpected, but I think this will be for the best. Both for me and for the settled systems.
Oh, put her on my ship. Absolutely.
I'll head out
Okay.
soon. I just need to talk to Percival before I go. He's gonna get an earful for arranging this without talking to me about it first. See you, Captain.
Alright, we got Hadrian on our team. Cool.
Yes?
Wow, they actually just keep a
This is
Terrormorph
quite
in
an
here.
impressive research facility. When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like
Oh
to
my
discuss.
god. Stop interrupting yourself.
Pardon?
It's so dumb. I hate that that still happens. Alright. Oh, I guess that's Hadrian's ship, too. Yeah, I forgot she had one. It's not anymore. So, that leaves us with very little to do, aside from talk with everybody. There's still Paradiso. We can go to Paradiso. There's a distress call in the Charybdis system. Visit Vladimir's house, because that's it. And then I suppose doing the Ryujin quests and shit like that, but for all intents and purposes, we've effectively wrapped up the UC. Which means I can put my normal stuff back on, even though a lot of those are just significantly better than what I normally have. Oh, we did get a level up. But I'm not really certain what I'd want to spend it on yet. Because this needs 25 ships with a crew of 4 or more. Like, that's crazy. They really make you suffer for those. Like, for no reason. I'm gonna go with this. That way we can actually start getting boost assault training and automated ship weapons. Reduces all targeting mode costs by 20%. Plus, this at rank 2 is like the most useful one, so that's kind of why I want to splurge for that one. Because that's like the most valuable asset that we have.
To be back on board.
So I guess let's head for... Well... Let's go back to New Atlantis real quick. I still have a bounty, that's fucking wild. And nobody stopped me, I guess because I'm a fucking priority 1 citizen. Nobody cares to stop me. Yamazon. Add artifacts to the collection, no. Collect your new ship. I mean... Yeah, let's land... Let's wipe a couple of these things off the map. I'm so glad it actually uses that fucking... that loading screen. That is pretty cool, though. That is pretty fucking cool. Huh. What is this? What's going on here? Oh, Vanguard technicians, huh?
Hey, kind of breaking my concentration here.
First thing you lose working the spaceport, the ability to be shocked by other people's squalor.
Interesting. I feel like something's supposed to be happening there, and it just isn't. Because there isn't normally like a squad of people hanging out here. Can you talk to this guy again?
Never sleeps.
Nope. I guess we can also probably deliver the news. Right? I would assume we can. Regarding the UC stuff? Yeah, let's... Where is... the... mast? No.
I think I'm gonna get my face worked on it enhanced. I want to look like...
Commercial? That's the one, right? Because we need to get to,
Hey, no funny stuff with that boost pack. Got enough flight traffic as it
Yeah.
is.
It's right here. I'm assuming...
If you have a news story for me, your stories are a big hit. You lead a... well, an amazing life. Hope to see
Oh,
you
really?
again.
Nothing regarding the Terrormorph threat. What? That's actually fucking crazy. I was not expecting that. I guess while we're here... Mast... Well, mast is literally right here. I do want to check and see if I can see Vevictus. Because they really didn't elaborate on what it was they were going to do to him. And I kind of want to see if I can't follow up on that. Like if I can go down to subsection 7 and shit. Hopefully my privileges haven't been revoked. That'd be unfortunate.
When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Yeah.
You should head back upstairs. The Admiral's no longer in residence.
I guess that means they killed him. Damn. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for him, honestly. If they've moved him somewhere, but it sounds to me like they discreetly killed him. Which is a shame, because I kind of would have liked to be there. Instead of, you know, not seeing it at all. Alright, well, oh well. Let's head back to the ship. Or I guess back to spaceport. We are gonna swap ships, I guess, since we're doing Ryujin stuff again, we can switch back to, I guess, whatever I feel like using. I don't know.
I'm sorry, heat leeches can turn into what?
Terrormorphs. Giant carapace-encrusted tanks. Hence the new scanning protocols. On our watch, no heat leech enters this city. Understood?
Understood.
Alright. Let's get at it then.
That is like such a fucking... That is a crazy situation.
How about it?
This thing can have a crew of 7. 6. Fortunate son. Black Dog can only have a crew of 5. That is something that does kind of suck. UC Prison Shuttle. Crew of 1. Crystal Ship can have 6. There is, I can make a ship out of this, I just haven't yet. Kepler S, the Razorleaf can only have a crew of 2. Razorleaf does kind of suck. Star Eagle. That can have a crew of 5 as well, but meh. Such a goofy looking ship, I kinda hate it. Yes, yeah, we'll swap back to the Pillar. Why not? It's literally the coolest ship I have. It's got all the fancy equipment on it. At least until I make another ship. We'll stick with the Pillar. What a fucking beauty. I guess we can actually just swap back to our good old-fashioned outfit since we're not going to be doing any weird bullshit anymore. Let's go talk to everybody about what happened, I guess. Since they actually seem to have given us the option right away. Yeah, everyone's like, hey, you might want to talk to me, blah blah blah. I can remember how to get over to them.
Dad, do you think Solomon Poe would have liked me?
Sure.
Do you think he would have liked you?
Nobody's in the cockpit, which tells me everyone's up in the captain's quarters for some fucking reason.
Did you need something?
Hi.
Guess we'll talk to Sam first.
The whole Terrormorph situation, seriously, hats off to you. When I was growing up, everyone was afraid of Terrormorphs. How they could seemingly strike anywhere at any time. The carnage, the destruction. Stuff you've done here could save so many lives.
They were one of the gravest threats to humanity.
Given time, that'll be past tense. Because of you. I don't know about these Asylees. That microbe would wipe out the Terrormorphs for good and certain. I mean, the Asylees? It'll take longer, take more hand-holding, and there's no saying the Asylees will fully get the job done. I hope for all our sake you made the right call.
Microbes mutate. I couldn't take that chance if it becomes a new, bigger problem.
When you put it like that, I guess I see your point. The United Colonies. Hell, everyone and everywhere owes you big time. Even if they don't know it.
Yeah, Sam doesn't like that I went with the fucking animals. What about you, Andreja?
It is a relief to know that the Terrormorphs are being dealt with. But are you sure this Asylees creature is the right way to do it?
Look, germs made in a lab sounded way too risky.
Where Terrormorphs are concerned, I do not believe there is a way to remove risk from the equation. Perhaps an experimental microbe has its own risks, but what of the risks to who knows how many human lives until the Asylees can do its job?
I see your point. Maybe you're right.
It is too soon to know, and at least something is being done. Any effort is better than none. I will say, though, that I am glad you convinced them to destroy the Lazarus plant.
I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing it was still out there.
Terrormorphs are enough of a worry on their own. The idea that they could appear anywhere, at any time. Ugh. Well, it is good to know that this particular threat is behind us. And you have done a service to all who live in the settled systems.
So here's something that I think is really stupid.
Knowing you're living through some real history.
Here's something that I think is really stupid. So, we deal with this Terrormorph threat, right? We find out it's heat leeches. Okay, how do we deal with the heat leech problem? Put a fucking bounty on a heat leech. Any heat leech you kill and then bring in nets you X amount of credits. I don't care how much it costs the UC or the Freestar or whoever. You're doing the galaxy a favor at that point by wiping those things off the fucking map. So, you do that. Great, good. That's one step. The plant is also eradicated. We somehow, and they don't even specify how, but we destroy all aspects of the plant. The plant's not coming back. Cool. That's one more thing that we don't have to worry about. So we don't have to worry about Terrormorphs randomly appearing because we've solved that problem. Now the only thing we have to worry about is Terrormorphs naturally growing. We bring back the Asylees, right? It might take a couple of years, but we know that Terrormorphs take like generations to spawn fully. So with that knowledge, we know that we have time. We have time in order to make a Terrormorph, predator that kills Terrormorphs. So we have that solution ready in hand. On top of that, we know that Terrormorphs won't simply respawn, and if a Terrormorph does, we now have the means to kill it. So the solution is relatively straightforward. We just fucking wait. That's all we have to do. Where the fuck is Barrett? Where did he go?
Captain?
There's
Any
Hadrian.
new orders for me?
Have anything interesting for me, Hadrian?
Absolutely. Take a look.
Oh, okay. Mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Oh, okay. If you want to.
Oh, wow. How long have you and Percival worked together?
We met when I was 19. The UC assigned him to be the co-head of my xenowarfare unit. Our first day working together, he said there was no way a kid could keep up with him in the lab. I had him eating his words by the end of my first week. I was close with everyone in the xenobio unit, but Percival and I have a special bond. Even if he is a huge pain in the ass.
So, what's the most insane creature you've ever seen?
That's a tough call. I've seen most of the creatures in the settled systems, and there are plenty of strange ones. One of the most memorable was an insect-like predator I encountered on a remote planet in the Moloch system. It hunted by sucking the oxygen from the atmosphere around it to suffocate its prey. Isn't that fascinating?
Were you able to capture it?
No, I encountered it long after the Xenowarfare Division was shuttered. I was just there to observe. Good thing, too. I don't think one of those things would have come quietly.
Well, I hope you'll warn me if we ever get to that planet.
Sure. I'd rather not see them again either. A few lucky shots were all that saved my life the first time. I have a lot of stories that end with me almost becoming something's lunch.
Will you tell me about another creature you've encountered?
Sure. I have plenty of stories. This one won't make you squirm, I promise. One of my favorite aliens in the settled systems is native to the Archimedes system. It's a massive xylophagic creature with almost impenetrable armor. They look dangerous, but they're actually quite gentle. When I visited their homeworld, I followed a herd of them for days without any problems.
Well, I hope that lucky streak doesn't end during this trip.
You and me both, Captain.
I'd like to know more about your past.
What would you like to know?
Will you tell me more about your service during the war?
Everyone loves a war story, don't they? Fine, but I'm not going too deep. A lot of things happened back then that I'm not proud of.
Do you ever miss the war?
No, I don't. The colony war ruined a lot of lives, including mine. But I do miss my soldiers. It's been a lonely couple of decades.
How did it feel to be a Red Devil?
Really special. There's no better feeling than finding somewhere to belong. That's what the Red Devils were to me. A family to fight beside. You know, to become a Red Devil, you have to do hard labor in the mines of Mars. When you're down there, the only people you can trust are your fellow miners. That trust made it to the battlefield, too. We had each other's backs every step of the way. I wouldn't trade a single one of them for anything in the universe.
What was your greatest victory?
It's hard for me to think of anything that happened during the war as a victory. I'm not proud of all the harm my Xenowarfare unit did. Our battles got me plenty of commendations, but I don't think they were worth it. I ruined a lot more lives than I saved.
What was your greatest defeat?
The Battle of Nera. I wasn't there, but my soldiers were. We suffered.
That doesn't count.
Heavy losses. The Red Devils were a family, and losing family is never easy. I still think about the soldiers who never came home.
Well, that's all.
My pleasure, Captain. It was good to reminisce. I haven't talked about my service in a long time. The way things ended with the UC after the war, well, it wasn't something I could talk about with a lot of people.
What did you do after you were discharged from the military?
Well, the years after the war were pretty dark for me. The Red Devils were disbanded as part of the armistice. They thought we were too dangerous to exist. I'd take blame for that. My unit wouldn't have been as lethal as it was without me at the helm. The Red Devils were my purpose. I felt lost without them. I spent a lot of time wandering the galaxy by myself, searching for something new to live for.
How long were you on your own?
Almost 20 years. But it felt longer.
Where'd you go?
I mostly visited remote places with interesting creatures. I didn't want to be around a lot of people after the war ended.
Must have been extremely difficult.
That's an understatement. For a soldier like me, serving the UC wasn't just a way of life, it was my purpose. It made life seem worth living. I really didn't know what to do with myself once it was over. I was hoping to find a new purpose out there in the galaxy, but nothing really stuck. Until I got the message about the Terrormorphs on Tau Ceti. Old habits die hard, you know? Fine with me.
I don't have any more
Let me
right
know
now.
if that changes.
Interesting.
That room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
I'm glad we could actually ask her some questions. I'm also curious because I know with fucking the Polish guy, there were more questions I could ask him later on, like after the fact, so I'm wondering if that's going to happen here as well. Where there's going to be more questions I can ask her later on. Where the hell? Where did he go now? Probably went up here.
Oh, good. Story time. Love it. Space is so hostile to humanity already, and you made it just a little bit safer for everybody. No matter what you could have done differently, this will impact a lot of lives eventually. We'll have to mark it in the Constellation history books so we don't forget it when the Terrormorphs are finally gone.
There are way better things they will remember me for. Well, I don't care if I'm remembered for that.
So humble, too. People love that. Squeak! Balancing risk versus reward is tricky. Even more so when so much hangs in the balance. So, you really think the Asylees are going to work out, huh? You must have seen some data that I didn't.
Oh my god, fuck off, people! Look, microbes can mutate. You know that. You're a scientist.
Everything has a chance to mutate, and most mutations are harmless. But
untrue.
It's scary. It's definitely riskier than dropping off some wild animals. Oh well, it's done. At least with the extermination of the Lazarus plant, the Asylees will have an easier time.
Yeah, thank you. Holy shit, thank you. Someone fucking said something about it. This is the best outcome. Destroying the Lazarus plant made things safer.
Given the length of time needed to deploy the Asylees combined with the amount of time needed to hunt down all the Terrormorphs, it's going to be a while before we know if that's enough.
Oh, fuck off.
Hey,
everyone's so fucking mad that I went with the animals. They made a big fucking deal about the animals, too. Like, what the fuck? Alright, Sarah, I know you're gonna be disappointed in me.
Sorry to pull you aside like this, but I wanted to take a moment to congratulate you. Taking those steps to eradicate the Terrormorph threat is essential to the safety of every living thing in the settled systems. You should be proud.
Something had to be done. Those creatures were dangerous.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you treated the situation with the urgency it deserved. I only wish that the United Colonies chose to exterminate the Terrormorphs with the experimental microbe, instead of choosing this ridiculous Asylee solution. Apparently, their decision was based on your recommendation. That was a risky choice you've made.
I expected you to support my decision.
Then you were mistaken. I'm sorry, but I believe that your logic is flawed. The Asylee solution will take far too long. Years, perhaps even decades. By then, humankind could be in serious danger.
Look, I couldn't condone... Why does it matter how long it takes for the Asylees to get rid of the Terrormorphs?
You've already seen how much destruction just a few Terrormorphs can cause. While we wait for the Asylees to naturally prey upon them, we have to spend time and resources defending ourselves. How many human lives will be lost due to the wait? Why should we wall ourselves in when we could simply eradicate them in one fell swoop? The science was at our disposal, and now we've cast that aside. I fear for the future.
Look, a microbe, for one, doesn't work immediately. The same thing's gonna happen. Sure, it'll be quicker. Like, what do you want me? What the fuck you want me to? You want me to say I'm fucking sorry? You're right. I should have done the fucking microbe. Because apparently the entire fucking game is telling me that was the wrong fucking choice. Then why even give me one?
Unfortunately, there's no use dwelling on the past. You need to live with the decision that's been made. Thankfully, the eradication of the Lazarus plant gives the Asylees a bit more time to do their job.
But you don't think that eliminate the plant is enough?
I'm sorry, I don't. All we've solved is our heat leech problem, which is definitely a step in the right direction. It doesn't dismiss the fact that it will take the Asylees a dangerously long time to hunt down and eliminate the Terrormorphs.
Well, I feel as though I've let you down.
You haven't let me down. You've simply given me cause for concern. I'll tell you what. Let's put this past us, shall we? I'm sure everything will work out in the end.
I'm kind of shocked that that actually went well. That was almost like a proper argument. But I'm sitting here, look, I'm just going based off of what I know from the fucking real world. And that is that fucking around with viruses
head into the
and
well,
microbes
so I can watch your back.
And shit like that, it's not always necessarily the best idea. Things like that lead to a lot of worldwide issues. And we don't fucking know what releasing that microbe could do to the environments of every fucking planet in the settled systems. Because that's basically what they're asking us to do. Release this thing on the entire known world. We don't know how far it could mutate. It could affect humans at some point, and then boom, humanity is wiped out in an instant. Because there's no way to get rid of that microbe once it's released into the world. That's it. It's done. So you really need to be fucking certain that that is what you want. But I guess I'm just a fucking idiot. I guess I'm just a science denier. But like, look man, I'm just saying. That shit ain't fucking safe. But apparently that was the wrong choice, going with allowing nature to take the fucking field. My bad. My mistake. Like, fuck off. Whatever, man. So fucking dumb. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. Especially because, like, if Sarah thought it was a problem, bitch, maybe you should have fucking said something. Instead of nothing at all.
When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while. Always a pleasure.
How you feeling about things?
The bond we have between us feels unbreakable. It's like nothing else I've ever experienced in my life.
Does that mean you'd be willing to marry me?
You mean that? You do that? For me? I've been dreaming about this moment, and still... I don't know what to say.
How about yes?
Yes! Yes! Of course. Yes. I just need a little time to think about the ceremony. I have some thoughts about how we should move forward. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. And here you are. All I ever needed was you, right here beside me.
I like how it stopped raining. That was a nice little unplanned detail. But yeah, I figured might as well pop the question. I mean, she said yes, so now we're just gonna wait and see about the details, but unfortunately, I'm afraid that's all we're gonna have time for today. I just figured wrapping up the UC stuff was probably for the best. But we might as well continue with a couple other side things the next time we get back. So I'm thinking we'll hit Paradiso for no discernible reason at all. And then we'll probably check out, because I know we've got, like, the Charybdis system, shit like that. Like, let me take a look. Yeah, where's Charybdis? Show me that on the map. Holy fuck. Okay, that's, like, kind of way out of the way. But that's still... You know, eventually we need to venture out there. We've got Vladimir's house. Where's that? That's in Surma. That's in a more reasonable place. I mean, we've been to Bannock, so it's safe to say we could get to Surma relatively easily. So we might stop off and do a bunch of those side things before we continue with the Ryujin questline, just to knock it out of the way. But I think for now, that's definitely gonna do it. Because that was a long fucking questline. So, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.